We gotta bring this truth to the village, blow some tiny minds.
What was that?
The minds are really tiny.
Ah.
Gwangi's right. Let's wake him up. What?
Nico's back?
Yeah, that's right. In your face. Ah, my face!
But don't get into this flight path thing, because from someone who lives in the southern hemisphere, who makes those flights all the time, you're barking up the wrong tree.
The jet stream is moving so fast right now that commercial planes are traveling faster than the speed of sound, delivering commercial jets to their destinations nearly an hour ahead of schedule, the Washington Post reports, going 625 miles per hour, which we saw, ground speed. We also know that that's easily under the speed of sound. 625 miles per hour plus 250 miles per hour, which would be the most efficient thing, is 875 miles per hour ground speed. Okay, so a plane from Sydney to Santiago could be going 875 miles per hour for 12 hours. 875 times 12 is 10,500 miles instead of 7,000 miles. I mean, quite a difference, right? And again, this plane, this example I'm giving here, could be going 875 miles per hour, and it wouldn't even be breaking the speed of sound. Now again, I have to say it because people will forget it, that I'm not saying how far that plane actually travels or at what speed, because as I've just shown you, we don't know the exact speed of these winds at altitude, but they do. And if we zoom in here, you can see what happens, and the problem that we have with these flights is that as soon as they take off from Sydney, it gets out over the open water and of course drops off and just skips to that next location, and then it will fly over New Zealand there, and again, once it gets to a certain spot, it just disappears from radar until it appears all the way on the other side over here by Santiago, Chile. So again, you can see that this plane got up to almost 680, I think I saw 684 miles per hour ground speed, and then it disappears. So we have no idea how fast this plane could be possibly traveling once it gets up high enough to be in those jet streams and traveling across the Southern Ocean.
Upper Egypt and another one in
It's a story, Brad. Brad,
Lower
it's a story.
Egypt. No, it's not a story.
It
It's
is a story.
provable.
Well, hang on.
Cast differently, so they knew they could
Time out.
project the curvature of the Earth.
Time out. Huron the Elder. Huron was a librarian of Alexandria who was after Aristophanes. Same location, same studies. Never mentioned
Right.
Aristophanes.
So you
at
know
all.
it. Okay.
But he never mentioned Aristophanes. But let me show you this. So if you had 2 bottles of water, Brad, if you had 2 bottles of water sitting here on my flat desk, and we had a small light above one of them, the one that's above has what shadow? None, right? But this one over here, it's going to have a shadow.
What did Aristophanes do wrong? He assumed a distant sun. Okay, the stick in the shadow and the well, and whether you have 2 wells or 3 wells or 3 sticks, it doesn't prove either because it works in both models. According to
another
your
bottle, Dave, that's only a partial picture.
No,
So
that's
if
not
I
what
put
he-
another
third
bottle
bottle.
over here, it would also have a shadow. This would be the only one that doesn't have a shadow. And then you could do math and figure out the sphericity of this floor.
This is an important
right?
part.
So-
Hold on. This is an important point because, Brad, I want you to see that this is how they've confused us. I mean, you're here saying that the Aristophanes proved, without a doubt, it's provable that the Earth's a sphere because he did exactly this measurement. Picture that's 500 miles apart. That we're looking down at a flat Earth. 500 miles apart. One has no shadow. One has a shadow. If you measure the angle there, you would then be able to say that that floor that we're on is a sphere. So it's not proof of anything. It's actually an old wives' tale. It's not even, there's not even his books are gone. There's not one book from Aristophanes. So we were told all these things about him. And go ahead.
Brad, do you think that the rulers would educate us with information that could challenge their narratives?
Problem is that they have people like Carl Sagan, and he'll have a piece of cardboard like this, and he'll show these 2 sticks, and then he'll say, well, look, at the only way it works is if we curve this paper. Now we can get it to work. But they never talk about, well, what if the sun is close? What if the sun is small? So they make these, there you go. There's, so what he's forgetting to mention is that if the sun is small and close, that's exactly what you would expect.
How come when I look out in the Pacific, I don't see the lights of Tokyo?
But I mean, think about what you're saying. So you could never see something. Imagine if a car driving away from you. How long until you don't see that car? Because it gets smaller. Things get smaller in the distance. So
Going over the horizon, last thing you see is the top of the mast of the sail.
Let me answer that, because this is the thing that I fought the hardest, and this is the thing that made me jump heliocentric ship. So you know that all of these light posts, these lights, are at the same height, but they appear to be going down. But our brain tells us, no, that's just perspective. Well, this is the same way we see the sun. The horizon is optical, so you got the sky and you got the land, and as you go into the distance, they go until they become together. All right. So if I can see 10 miles or 100 miles, whatever it is, in one direction, I can see the same distance in all directions all the way around me if the weather's the same, right? That draws a big circle around me, like I had my head inside of a hula hoop at eye level, right? I see a curve. My programming tells me it's a sphere, but it's really just the limit of my vision. So let's take a quick look at what happens. So out here, we don't see anything because the horizon meets the sky. But as I zoom in, I kind of increase that space. And as I increase that space, we can see there's a boat there. Okay. Now that boat was invisible before. Now I'm going to zoom out, which is the same thing as the boat going away. And you're going to watch this boat disappear from the bottom up. Look, the sides are missing. It gets up to the window. It comes higher, and then the angular size of the boat becomes too small for our eye to resolve. But today's consumer optics are able to zoom it back in.
You look out in the sky, you look in a telescope, everything's round. So
great questions.
Yeah.
So Brad, you're mixing a heliocentric model with the flat Earth model, and it's laughable. Okay, I agree.
So?
Because you're saying, well, we're a flat planet with round planets. No flat earther thinks that. Only globe believers that don't understand what flat Earth is think that's true.
How about this? Have you heard that the water goes down in the southern hemisphere the opposite direction than the north?
Yeah.
It's a lie.
Corey, no, it's not. I saw it.
No.
No, I have sinks in my house that go in opposite directions.
It's a lie. I can look it up
the
right now.
toilets. It has to do with the way the water goes into the basin. That is all.
But these are all lies that they told us. Why would you tell people lies to get the truth across? I mean, I've never had to do that. I've never lied to people to get the truth across. It doesn't make any sense to me. Fly to Antarctica, they land there and they come back.
And they fly to Pole and they fly to other destinations, and there's bases all around on the coast.
Okay, but look at this map that Dave has over here. Do you understand that it would be feasible on that map? That's not impossible. What you're saying is not impossible.
Fly over here. You can fly over here.
Does, right? Yeah.
You can fly over here.
We're just saying, I mean, we're not saying that nobody, the thing that struck me is that there's no north-south circumnavigation like you would expect. And the person.
Yes, there is.
Okay, well,
absolutely there is.
You say there is, but
I mean, the person that has the record, didn't even do it. If you look up ZQ Pilot, he tried to break the record for the quickest navigation north-south, and you can see his path here. I watched this live. He had it on Spider Tracks. He went from North Carolina down here to Brazil. Then he flew to the 90-degree marker and came back to Brazil. And they all said, what are you doing? The white line was supposed to be his put. He went this way, went through all these little islands, landed here in New Zealand, went up to Alaska, North Pole, came back home, and he got the record. They gave him the record when he didn't even circumnavigate.
He got the record for north-south circumnavigation, okay? And he never crossed the South Pole.
And if you
said he went to 90 degrees south, though, that is the South Pole.
Yeah, but see so what he did is, he went all the way around here. He went to the South Pole, and then he turned around. We're not saying you can't get to what they're calling 90 degrees south.
The top, and by the way, it does the exact same phenomenon in the Arctic Circle. That's what that is, in the northern part.
So we've seen that plenty. We've seen you can find video after video after video of the North. Okay. So we can find.
You can find it here too.
So
Eric says he knows some people that have.
Is Eric the plumber? Is Eric the plumber?
Yeah, Eric the plumber.
He does.
He lived on base though.
Yeah, but he told us he never saw the 24-hour sun. He said he saw 24 hours of light, but never saw the sun doing a circle around his head. That's what he said. But
it doesn't. It's not like it circles around. It just moves in the sky all the way around.
It's probably more land somewhere. Hidden land.
All right, bring it on. Yeah. Show me some pictures.
Well, I'm showing you a video right now showing you that this mountain is visible when it should not be. This right here is proof of either one of two things. The Earth is 1,000 times bigger than they're telling us, or it's a horizontal level plane.
And no, I don't buy into the globe model. The globe model is ridiculous. It doesn't work. There's so many things wrong with it.
So much science that proves that we live on a level horizontal plane. Right? Water at rest doesn't bend. It doesn't curve.
What's wrong? What happened to your helmet?
I missed the gun.
But the sky snail, it came up anyway.
Whoa! So another stone is wrong. This is amazing.